Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DCSG81 and today I would like to try on this joint which I bought from AliExpress. Whether does it works? Yes, a few weeks ago I actually stumbled across some of the seller posts about joints, so I was wondering whether it works or not. So I actually bought two of it. They are of different size. Of course, there are many other size and many other different colors for the joints. I chose red because I do have quite a number of Spider-Man. As you guys know, I'm a big fan. So these are the two sizes which I think might or might not actually fits into red. Okay, so they are of 4mm and 6mm, and they this J and H is something like their codes of colors and things like that. You can see that it actually says that joints for Eva, Figma, Yamaguchi, Figure, blah blah blah, SHF, Figma again, Mafex, and blah blah blah. Okay, so I have not tried yet, and as you can see, it's still sealed. And also, one thing I would like to stress on is that these are not cheap. It costs around 4 to 5 Singapore dollar each, which is very expensive for such a small joint. Okay, so I'm just buying it to test it out for you guys to see whether do you really want to get these joints. Okay, first of all, I'm not even sure if they are of high qualities, so let's get it open now. Where are the opening? Oh, okay, so they are from this side. Okay, so these are the smaller one, which is the 4mm. Okay, so let's take a look. This looks rather nice quality. I mean, the material that they use and is very tight. Okay, this seems like a solid one. And let's take a look at the other one, which is this slightly bigger. Yeah, let's check it out. Okay, this is maybe not for wrist, more for the legs, I think. Yeah, this is also a very solid one. I can feel that the material that they use is pretty good, I would say. Okay, so let's test it out on the figures. Okay, so the first one I would like to try on is actually for Figma. I do have this Deadpool from Figma, and if I'm not mistaken, Figma usually do give extra joints just in case you guys might break anything. Yeah, they are pretty good at that. Okay, and for this Deadpool, if I'm not wrong, why do I have blue tag here? Yeah, it's actually black in color, so it's not really a good choice because I bought it in red. But as you can see, the size is pretty similar to the smaller one. Let me see if I can pull it out. Yes, I can. Okay, so this is the joint, the wrist joint, and this is the one from where I bought it. Yeah, so it's rather of the similar size, maybe slightly longer. So let me see if I can fit it on, because they do say Figma there. Maybe not for this figure, some other figures that have slightly bigger joints. This is maybe too big for this Deadpool. Yeah, I can't really stuff it in. It's too much bigger as compared to the one. Yeah, so if you guys did bought this one for the Deadpool, of course, you guys might have to do some modifications. Maybe just use some sandpaper to sand it off a bit for it to go in. Yeah, or if it's too long, maybe you guys want to cut it off a bit for the hands to go in. Let's see if the hands can go in. No. Okay, it's very tight. Yeah, so you guys need to use some sandpaper. Okay, for the other one, of course, it's even bigger. So this one might be for the leg, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is much more for the leg. And let's see if I can fit it in. Yeah, I think for the leg it works pretty well for this Deadpool. Of course it's in red and not black. Yeah, so you guys can actually buy this for the leg. This is for the 6mm size. The other one, is smaller one, is on 4mm. Yeah, so if you guys break the joint, you can buy this. Of course you have to buy the one in black. And next we'll try on with some Mezco here. I do have this Hellboy, which I think the joint is in red, if I'm not wrong. Okay, let's see. Okay, wow, this is of a slightly bigger joint, which I think we have to use the one from the 8mm. Sorry, the 6mm. The 8mm I think is way too big. Yeah, I think this one will actually fits on it. It looks the same size, but of course it's slightly longer. You might need to, you know, sand it off or cut it off. And let's see if I can actually pull this out. Okay, do note that not every joint can be pulled out. Even if you have a plier, you might actually damage this portion and not being able to pull it out. Yeah, I can't pull this out, very unfortunate, so I can't test it out for you guys. But you can see I do the size comparison, it's pretty close. Okay, of course the one with the 4mm isn't going to fit because it's way too small, as you can see. Yeah, and what about the feet? I'm not sure if I can take it off. Not really, I can't really see how the feet joint is. I believe it is a much bigger one. Yeah, can't really take it out. Can't take it out. Sorry about that, guys. And next we'll check out with some Marvel Legends, which I think it is out of the question because, as you guys know, for Marvel Legends their joints is actually on the accessory itself. So if you break this, these joints are not going to help much. Yeah, because it's more of together with the hands, so these are not really working for Marvel Legends. And the same actually goes for Jada Toys. Yes, it's exactly the same as Marvel Legends. So this joint, if you broke it, I'm sorry to say that this replacement joint isn't going to help much because it's on the accessory itself. And next we'll move on to some SH Figma, which I have tons of Spider-Man to test it on. Let's start with this Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Let's check out their joints, which I think is on the 4mm one. Yep, it might be again too long. You might need to cut it off a bit. Let's see if I can take out the joints. It is very tiny. Let's see if this really fits. Yeah, I think it does. Okay, so if you really break this thing, I think the main challenge is to take out the joints, which is what you're seeing that I can't really take them out to test for you guys. Yeah, but as you can see that it's really quite similar in a way. Yeah, you might need to sand off some to make it smaller. If you can't get it in, you just need to sand it off. Okay, as for the feet, this is a totally different joints. Yeah, I don't think the big one will help much, although the size is pretty similar, I would say. Yeah, maybe you can make it work by sanding some excessive part off and just connect it, which I'm not sure if it works. And for this Tobey Spider-Man, let's check out on the joints. Yeah, very much like the Andrew Garfield ones, which I think it should also fit. Yeah, let's see. No, can't really pull them off. Sorry about that, guys. And the next one, I do have this PlayStation 4 Spider-Man, which is also from the SH Figures. And once again, you can see the joint is rather small. I do think that it is the 4mm ones. Yep, maybe this one is slightly bigger. Again, you need to sand it off a bit. And for the leg, I hope I can show you guys. Let's see if I can pull it out. Tough luck, guys. Yeah, it's too tight. Yeah, but let's see if it can. Maybe it fits. Let's see. Yeah, I do think that this is the 6mm one, or if you are not sure, you can even buy the 8mm to be sure. However, not all the Spider-Man comes with red joint. As you can see, for these three Spider-Man, this one does have the blue, and this one have a darker blue, and this one is like, of course, is a black joint. So you guys might need to check your joint color before you get it from the AliExpress, because these are, like I said, they are not cheap at all. And let's try out with some girl figure, which is also from the SH Figuarts. I do believe this Cami do have red joint. Yeah, correct. Yeah, so just trying to remove it, but this one does look slightly bigger as compared to the 4mm ones. Yeah, so it might not fit after all. You can see the ball joint is so much bigger. Maybe the one with the 6mm might work. Let's see. Yeah, I do think that this one could be the fitting one for the hands. So the Street Fighter series seems to have a bigger ball joint for the wrist. And the next one I think is what you guys like to know the most, which is Mafex. And I'd like to try on this Homecoming Spider-Man. Yes, it's a rather old figure. And let's check out the joints. Oh, okay, so I was wrong. It's actually in black. Okay, so I think this one is actually similar to the one at the 4mm, maybe just slightly thicker. You will need to sand it down, and let's see if I can take it out. Yeah, okay. We are lucky. Okay, so let's try it on. Yeah, okay, can go in, but it's rather tight. Let's see if we can put in the hands. Yeah, it's slightly tight, but this is the right size. As you can see, the ball joints is actually pretty much fitting. Of course, you need to buy the black one, but to go into the hand is very tight. Yeah, I think you need to sand it down a little, or maybe just cut it short a little, because it's actually much shorter for the original. Yeah, so you do need to, you know, do some modification, unfortunately. Although some of them might just fit right in, but not all of them. And for his leg, as you can see, this is a rather big joint. Let's see if it's the one from the 6mm. Unfortunately, no. Yeah, I think this is a slightly bigger one, so this could be the 8mm ones, which is slightly bigger. Let's see if I can remove and test for you guys. No, this is very deep inside. No, so this, I can't take it off, but definitely from the look of it, you can see that it's actually much bigger than the 6mm ones. And now we'll check out on this Holy Grail, the Mafex Spider-Man 185, and let's see about the joints. Yes, I do believe this is the one with the 4mm. Let's take a look. Yes, it's of the same size. Yeah, now let's see if I can pull it out and try. No, I can't, unfortunately, so sorry about that, guys. And for the leg, let's see, this is, oh, it's a much bigger one. So I think the 6mm, once again, it will not fit because it's too small. I think you need to buy the 8mm for the leg. Okay, yeah, so you guys do need to check out the size before you buy it. The same will go for this Spider-Man. Yeah, this is just a repaint of the 185, so the joint is the same. And let's check out the color. I think the color is rather close. Yeah, so you can just buy the red ones. How about this Scarlet Spider? Let's see. Yep, I do believe that this is the same one, which is the 4mm. Yeah, I think this is pretty much the same one. Okay, same for all the Spider-Man from Mafex. So they are the same even for the leg. Yep, this is of the bigger one, not this 6mm. This is for the 8mm if I'm not mistaken. And let's check out on this Daredevil, which is also from Mafex. Are they using the same joint? Which I think it is. Okay, let's compare. Oh no, this joint is slightly bigger than this one here. Okay, is it the this seems like this one, but the pack is a bit more skinnier, so you might need to sand it down. Yeah, I think this is the one for this size. Cannot be this one because this is way too small. You can see that. And for his feet, I think it's the big one again. It couldn't be the 6mm. I think this is more like the 8mm. Yeah, so each Mafex, each characters is actually different. Let's check out for this Wolverine. I know he's not having rig joint, but I would like to see what's the size of it. This one here, oh, this is more like the Daredevil. Let's compare again. I think they are having the same pack. Yeah, the same joint, which is just different color. This one I think is more of the 6mm. Yep, but you need to sand down this piece a lot before you can fit in the hand. Let's see if you can fit in the Daredevil hands. Nope, it's too thick. Yeah, so you do need to sand it down to fit it in. And what about this Peter B. Parker, which is from Mafex? Let's take a look. I do think that he's the same as the rest of the Spider-Man. Yep, this is for the 4mm one, so it does fits. Let's see if I can pull this one out. Sorry guys. Ooh, this is painful. No, I can't. Sorry about that. Maybe I can twist it out. Let's see.
3 weeks later.
Okay, wow, can you look at my finger? So red. I finally managed to get it out. So this is the original ones, and this is the 4mm. Let's see if I can pop it in. Yes, I can. It's very tight, but I can. And let's see if I can pop in the hand as well. I'm not going to push it all in because the joint is longer. Oh, sorry about that. So let's try to push it in again. Actually it's very tight. You might want to sand it down a little bit to push it in. And for the hands, yeah, it can go in, but it's again very tight. So you guys do need to sand it down and cut it shorter for the hands to go in. Maybe we do a quick comparisons with the real one, which is this one here on my left. So you can see it's longer and thicker. Yeah, it's slightly longer and thicker, but when it comes to the ball joint, it's the same size. So you can still buy this 4mm for your Mafex wrist, but you need to do some sanding and cutting off. Yep. And lastly, I would like to test on this Venom. Okay, let's see. Yep, the joint is a bit too big. Yeah, definitely not for this one. Let's see on the 6mm. Yep, I think this is the one. Once again, this is just like Daredevil and Wolverine. You will need to sand it down a lot before you can fit it in. And what about Carnage? Okay, so as you guys know, my Carnage arm is broken. So let's see if this is fitting. Nope, it's the big one, I believe. Yep, this is the big joint, which I can't take out because it's very tight. Yeah, you can see that my arm is still coming out because it's broken. Okay, yeah, so you need to buy this one and do a lot of sanding down, just like Daredevil and Wolverine. And the last one I would like to try for Mafex is this Catwoman, because it's a female character, so I'd like to see if the joint is indeed smaller. So yep, I believe is the 4 millimeters one, which is smaller. Yep, but the wrist, the joint, you might want to sand it down. Let's see if I can fit it in. Oh, okay. Oh no, it can't. It's too tight. Yeah, it's a bit tight. You might just sand it down just tiny bit, just for it to go in easily, like what you have here. Okay, so you just need to do a little bit of sanding, but this is the correct size, which is the 4 millimeters ones. And for her foot, let's see. I can't take it off. Yeah, can't seems to take it off. Maybe I'll try another characters. Yes, I should have tried on Harley Quinn because she just comes in red. Okay, so her legs are removable because we do have interchangeable legs. And let's compare on it. Yeah, I think this is the correct one, which is the 6 millimeters for the leg. Can I remove it to see? No, it's very tight inside, but I can try if I can fit it in. Yeah, I believe even though I can't because it's too thick, you need to sand it down. But once you go in, you can see that the ball joint is actually fitting. From here you can see. Yep, if you go in straight, then you can see the ball joint is correct. So this is the correct size, which is the 6 millimeters for the legs. You just need to sand down the tips of it. And next we'll try on the amazing Yamaguchi. I'll have this Wolverine over here, and let's see, I think these are the big ones. Is it the 6 millimeters? Nope. The 4 millimeters, this seems like it. Okay, let's see if we can fit the hands. Yep, we can fix the hand pretty well. Okay, so this is the correct size for it. Let's see if I can remove it. No. No, I can't. Sorry about that. But you can see that the size is pretty much the same. And what about the leg joint? Let's see. I think it's a lot bigger than this 6 millimeter. This could be 8 or 10 millimeters bigger. Yeah, so this, you might need to get a bigger one for it. And by the way, if you've been playing with Amazing Yamaguchi, you do know that they do have different joints. I think these joints are also being sold in the same list that I buy it from. Yeah, you can actually check it out. I think they do have some that is for the shoulder. Yeah, which I didn't get because those are really specifically for the Amazing Yamaguchi, which I don't really need. And the last one for my trial is from the Sentinel Toys, which is this Peter B. Parker. And let's check out their joints, which is, wow, I think this is bigger. For the 4 millimeters, I think is too small. What about the 6 millimeters, which I think is too big? Yeah, unfortunately. So the one from the Sentinel Toys isn't going to help much on these joints. What about the legs? Let's see. Okay, so this looks like no. Yeah, I think this is the one. Okay, let's see if I can fit it in. Nope. Maybe it's too thick. Let's try again. Yeah, you might need to sand it down a bit. Yeah, I can. Oh yeah, it's too thick. But if you do sand it out a bit, let's see, I take it out. Let's do a comparisons. It could work. It could work. The ball joint here, this seems to be of the same size. Yeah, I think it could work. Maybe just need a little bit of sanding down before you can fit it in. Okay, so in conclusion, these joints are not the universal kind that it will fit on all the figures. Of course, every different brands will have different sizes, different kind of joints. So before you buy this, make sure that it actually fits. I hope this video will help you to decide that. They are coming in different sizes, different colors you can choose from. Yeah, so this is the 4mm and this is the 6mm. Of course, once they are bigger, if I'm not mistaken, this is the smallest one. Yeah, you can check out the website. I'll put the links down in this video description, and I'll catch you guys again in my next video.